Christopher Walken, the first time I ever did a casting session in America,
Yeah.
terrified me.
Me too.
I mean, I came to meet the guy. They said, oh, he's flying in.
He managed to transcend and get above the war. We've always had it. We always will have it. And the world's in a pretty bad way. It's been this bad before. It's gonna get that bad again. I mean, we seem to learn a lesson. Stings like a bitch. We behave for like.
It's no secret that Hollywood is as mysterious as a magician's hat, with all its quirks and hidden gems. From the glitzy parties to the occasional A scandals, and those pesky attempts to keep certain movies under wraps, it's safe to say that the entertainment industry has more secrets than a treasure map. And let's not forget about the subtle art of artist management. It's like Hollywood's version of herding cats.
A Hollywood trainer was talking to me to force me to go and apologize, right?
Moreover, it's no hush-hush matter that celebrities occasionally indulge in a bit of harmless banter about their fellow actors. Take the legendary Mel Gibson and the ever-iconic Christopher Walken, for instance. No doubt that Christopher Walken has been an absolute force of nature in Hollywood, dazzling audiences with his unique style and versatility. From quirky quirks to a vast array of authentic character portrayals spanning various movie genres, he's been an entertainment powerhouse. His indomitable presence on both the silver screen and TV screens has left an unforgettable mark on fans' hearts.
Kid, come in. Come on, I'll give you a free ride. You do it again. Show this boy. Go ahead.
No, That's terrific, kid. That's terrific.
With a voice that could command a room, a face that could launch 1,000 ships, and an expression so serious it could turn milk sour, Christopher Walken had that spooky presence that made Hollywood sit up and take notice. But what really set him apart were the spine-tingling roles he took on. Walken specialized in playing characters that were so intense, they'd send shivers down your spine faster than a roller coaster.
You're a terrific actor, and you've portrayed many types of people, but you clearly you like to play an evil character, don't you?
Well, sure, I like to work.
It's no surprise that when fellow celebrities watched him regularly don the cloak of such serious and scary roles, they couldn't help but associate him with those characters. Some might say that people were more scared of Walken off-screen than on, just like the case with Denis Villeneuve. Once, Patrice Vermette, the production designer of Dune 2, also stated in an interview that the Deer Hunter actor's casting as the film's villain was an easy choice, calling it a no-brainer because of the general image he possessed in the industry. He said, "Speaking of villains, the movie will finally introduce the Padishah Emperor Shaddam IV in the flesh, and Villeneuve made it clear that casting Christopher Walken in the role was a no-brainer because there's something about that man that commands respect." Walken's bone-chilling aura even managed to give the charismatic Mel Gibson a serious case of the heebie-jeebies during their first encounter. This peculiar meeting from the annals of Hollywood history resurfaced in a vintage 1998 interview, where Mel Gibson spilled the beans on his rather unsettling take on the movie industry. The interview went viral, setting the online community abuzz with wild conspiracy theories in the wake of Gibson's comments. He acknowledged, "I thought, oh no, Chris Walken is the Antichrist, you know?" Gibson's comment about Walken was not right because despite his looks and eerie aura, he is a legendary actor who has contributed to Hollywood with his captivating performances. Well, it appears that those who dared to speak about the legendary actor might have felt the icy winds of disapproval from some of Hollywood's elite. Recently, Mel Gibson has been toiling away on a rather controversial movie, and the latest buzz is quite the showstopper. Word on the street is that the film has achieved a jaw-dropping milestone, breaking the $150 million barrier at the box office, and its meteoric rise seems far from running out of steam.
And they don't have a lot of 3D special effects, but they do operate on a higher level.
Despite the persistent efforts of woke Hollywood and the liberal news media to put a damper on things, this film has not only recouped its production costs, but has managed to bankroll a whopping tenfold return. It's now etching its name in the annals of box office history as one of the most astonishing triumphs of all time. Rumors have it that Gibson is getting ready to drop a game-changing 4-part documentary series that will peel back the layers of the clandestine world of global heinous crimes. According to the folks over at Newsweek, this jaw-dropping revelation corporation is poised to shine a spotlight on the industry's mind-boggling annual revenue of a whopping $34 billion. A figure so astronomical it's hard to wrap your head around, and it even surpasses the yearly earnings of the airline industry. Here is Tim Ballantyne from Operation Underground, who is reportedly the main character in Gibson's movie. He's a leading figure in the global fight against Human E and spoke about Gibson's involvement in the project.
Ukraine got a phone call from Mel Gibson. He actually did the final edit of The Sound of Freedom. That's how we know each other, but not well enough that I'd be getting phone calls. And he told me that he was in Budapest.
This movie is apparently the true story of Tim. The story behind this controversial movie reveals that Tim Ballard, who had previously served with the CIA and later joined the newly formed Department of Homeland Security, spent several years targeting consumers of CA material. However, despite his efforts, he was unable to rescue the young people being E. According to Tim, I had spent 12 years as a special agent, undercover operator, for the Department of Homeland Security working C crimes, Connecticut, and it was kind of an evolution. The first few years, it was mostly just end user, collector, cases of people who are possessing, distributing CE material, and always wondering, where are the kids? I see these videos, it breaks my heart, I gotta describe them. There's a scene in the movie that breaks my heart where Jim is crying as he's having to describe these horrific scenes of children. And when I say children, I mean average age 7, 6, 5. According to Angel Studios, which holds the licensing rights to this movie, the purpose of the film is to put a spotlight on the global movement to end the of by successfully distributing this film to a worldwide audience. It's absolutely mind-boggling how Hollywood is seemingly going all out to give this movie the cold shoulder. The movie has seemingly reignited the spotlight on Hollywood, and it's raising eyebrows all around. One notable figure finding themselves under the magnifying glass is none other than Oprah Winfrey. You might remember her lavish $40 million contribution to the Oprah Winfrey Leadership Academy for Girls in South Africa, a school that comes equipped with some rather luxurious extras, including a yoga studio and beauty salon.
If you now seize the opportunity, and that's why this is such a victory. Tomorrow, you will hear me doing the dance because it's a victory.
In a startling turn of events, whispers began to circulate that mere months after the school's grand opening, the dorm matron faced arrest on charges of SA several 7th and 8th graders. Oprah, it said, distanced herself from the situation, and there were murmurs of her pointing fingers at the school administration, alleging a cover-up and pledging to pursue justice to the fullest. These revelations have cast an unforgiving spotlight on the murkier aspects of philanthropic endeavors and have ignited concerns about how the industry deals with such grave issues. She said, "I wanted to hire an independent team because my experience with CP is that no one ever a just one child." Similarly, these revelations from Mel have diverted the public attention toward Diddy's case and how he allegedly managed to take help from his people in the industry and spread his alleged evil activities. Let's begin by discussing Diddy's former girlfriend and her involvement in his legal issues. Young Miami, who is now implicated in Diddy's legal troubles, allegedly assisted him in transporting narcotics, according to new allegations in Rodney Lil Rod Jones's lawsuit against the rap icon. In recent court filings, Carisha Romeka Brownlee is accused of transporting a substance referred to as Pink C for Combs in April. This adds more detail to the $30 million lawsuit originally filed by Jones in February.
Young Miami, aka Carisha, was part of Diddy's ring. I ain't gonna say what kind of ring, you know what kind of ring. Know what I mean? That Young Miami was transporting pink powder to the diddler.
In an additional 25 pages included in Jones's submission, obtained by The Hollywood Reporter, the lawsuit claims that the 54-year-old had a preference for a substance known as Pink C, 2CB, or Tucci. This compound, described as phenylethylamine 2CB, is said to be a combination of ecstasy and Diddy allegedly obtained these from Brendan Paul, identified as Diddy's alleged courier, who was recently apprehended. However, when Paul failed to deliver the narcotics on certain occasions, Diddy allegedly turned to Brownlee as an alternative source, according to the additional details provided in Jones's lawsuit.
So 2C is the coke, but they take the ketamine and it up, and they fold it into the cup.
XXL Magazine first reported on the updates to the lawsuit. These updates mention rehearsals believed to be in preparation for the April 2023 Something in the Water Festival curated by Pharrell Williams, which took place in Virginia Beach. The lawsuit notes that Diddy shared the stage with Pharrell during this event. Plaintiff and the Combs Rico Enterprise were rehearsing for Something in the Westival. Sick in Virginia, the court filing reads, according to the outlet. Plaintiff Jones personally witnessed Mr. Combs do a few lines of in his dressing room. Defendant Sean Combs wanted Tucci, but Brendan forgot it, so defendant Christina Coram called Young Miami, who then brought it on the private jet from Miami. According to the lawsuit, the 37-year-old plaintiff alleges that the prominent figure in the fashion and music industries repeatedly essayed him during the period he was involved in working on his latest album, spanning from September to November 2022. Diddy allegedly engaged in unwanted advances, including the plaintiff's and in what is described as attempts to coerce him into activity.
This is a gripping story. Producer Lil Rod, whose given name is Rodney Jones, has now accused Sean Diddy Combs of operating a racketeering enterprise.
The lawsuit further contends that Jones was coerced into soliciting S-workers and subsequently compelled to engage in S-acts with them. Additionally, the documents assert that Jones experienced unwelcome S-attention from actor Cuba Gooding Jr. and others. The plaintiff also claims to have been stating in the filing that in February 2023, he regained consciousness feeling disoriented and dizzy, alongside Combs and two S-workers. Diddy has denied the accusations outlined in Lil Rod's original lawsuit. The Hollywood Reporter contacted representatives for both Diddy and Brownlee, but did not receive an immediate response. Agents conducted raids on the residences of Grammy-winning artist Combs in Los Angeles, New York, and Miami, as confirmed by a spokesperson for Homeland Security Investigations New York. The raids were described as part of an ongoing investigation, with assistance provided by HSI Los Angeles, HSI Miami, and local law enforcement agencies. Diddy's attorney, Aaron Dyer, stated that the raids were prompted by multiple civil lawsuits filed against the rapper mogul. This unprecedented ambush, paired with an advanced, coordinated media presence, leads to a premature rush to judgment of Mr. Combs, and is nothing more than a witch hunt based on meritless accusations made in civil lawsuits. There has been no finding of criminal or civil liability with any of these allegations. Mr. Combs is innocent and will continue to fight every single day to clear his name, he said. The recent complaint marks the fifth legal action taken against the rapper since his former longtime partner and recording artist Cassie filed a lawsuit in November alleging SA. Cassie claimed that he subjected her to repeated instances of R and physical A over nearly a decade. Subsequently, the two parties reached a settlement. There are also accounts of how Diddy lured young rappers and exploited them with the help of Diddy, once celebrated for his prowess in music production and artist management, has seen his reputation increasingly entangled in stories of escapades rather than musical achievements. Recently, his pattern of pursuing young men within the industry has drawn attention. Reports suggest that Diddy employs a specific approach, often enticing these individuals into his car under various pretexts, ultimately leading to S-encounters. Allegations against Diddy surfaced gradually, fueled by testimonies from individuals who experienced his advances. These accounts, combined with mounting evidence and public scrutiny, have contributed to the unraveling of his private conduct, tarnishing his once esteemed image in the music industry.
You will definitely be upset. You will definitely be upset because you will be outdone, motherfucker.
Despite Diddy's public persona as a devoted father and family man, revelations about his private conduct paint a starkly contrasting image of the music producer. Numerous incidents have come to light where Diddy allegedly targeted young, heteros male rappers, coercing them into engaging in S-acts with him against their will.
Daddy.
I like when you like this, Daddy. Daddy, I like when you're scrambling and scraping.
The rapper Jaguar recently recounted an unsettling incident involving Diddy and the singer Christopher Williams. According to her recollection, someone unexpectedly walked in on Diddy, catching him in the act of coercing Christopher Williams into performing S on him.
She walked in, the door wasn't locked, so she didn't think twice about just walking in, and when she walked in, she saw Christopher Williams perform on Puff.
It's one thing to perform S-acts with doors unlocked, but Diddy was even more unashamed. He didn't bother stopping either.
Now, from what she said to me, it was disturbing because, you know, they didn't stop.
Well, Diddy is a strange man, and strange things turn him on. One of Diddy's favorite things to do is luring straight men into his cars and making them have S with him. He did the same thing to rapper Method Man in LA. Method Man was sitting in a club in LA when Diddy approached him. Diddy must have been attracted to him because he then proceeded to hit on him in a rather weird way. Instead of talking some more and then inviting Method Man to his place like a normal person, he decided to send someone else to trick him into sitting in the car. Maybe this is like a game for Diddy, and he enjoys putting these straight men in uncomfortable positions. Method Man wasn't the only straight man Diddy had surreptitiously put in an uncomfortable situation. Another rapper, Zebit, has shared his unsettling experience. Diddy invited him over for a good time, which turned out to involve going to a club. However, this was no ordinary club. It was an explicit gay club. Zebit, unaware of the nature of the club, was trying to enjoy himself when he realized that the men around him were engaging in affectionate behavior. It was only when he witnessed a man dancing provocatively in the club that he realized he had been misled by Diddy into attending a gay club. While Diddy has never openly acknowledged any attraction to men, he seemingly has no qualms about expressing his fantasies at private parties and events, where he openly engages in behavior that suggests a different orientation. Over the years, Diddy has been associated with numerous ostensibly straight men. At one of Will Smith's infamous parties, the notorious Keith D was surprised to see Diddy, who has a wife and kids, and Tupac, known for his many girlfriends, displaying interest in each other.
Puff and Tupac was like a couple, seemed like to me. It was just a lot of weird going on.
Even Diddy's former bodyguard admitted that the two men were unusually close to each other.
Pac and Puff was like this.
Diddy has also made advances towards many straight artists in the hip-hop industry, including 50 Cent. 50 Cent, known for his candor, didn't hesitate to share the entire story with the media when Diddy approached him.
Puff, okay. You're telling me we gotta kick it and he's like, yo, why don't we like go shopping or I mean, like, I pay for it. And I was like, this.
Diddy has a reputation of taking his love interest shopping. Looks like shopping is his direct hint of letting the other person know that he finds them attractive and wants to sleep with them. So when Diddy offered to take 50 Cent shopping, he was rightfully taken aback. Luckily, 50 Cent was already at that point in his career where he did not only feel threatened turning down these aggressive advances by the hip-hop mogul. Diddy's former bodyguard also recalled some interesting stories where Diddy went shopping in an exotic bookstore with him. Gene Deal, his bodyguard, naively expected him to buy normal P magazines, but Diddy wasn't there for just magazines. He ended up buying B-plugs.
He picked up some things from up here on my left side, and then he picked like quite a few of them down. I was like, okay. He put them in the bag. So when I went by there and I looked up there, and it said.
Not only this, Gene even once caught him having S with another young rapper in a hotel room. The two had to come out of the room with just towels wrapped around themselves. Even then, Diddy was rather unfazed and didn't seem to mind that Gene had seen them together.
Puff got his towel, Ja grabbing his towel, but they the Puff looked at Ja. He said, yo, Ja said, you ain't want to go in that room because there's a lot of freaking going on.
Some believe that these allegations against Diddy aren't just baseless rumors either. In fact, he has even been questioned by the federal investigators regarding him having S relations with underage boys. Most of these were young rappers he had forced into performing gay S with him because he had the influence to make or break their music careers. And for this, Usher's name has been quite in a stir. In previous years, there were rumors suggesting that Diddy had a purported relationship with Usher during Usher's teenage years. Allegedly, Diddy and Usher shared a bed when Usher was 15, while Diddy was in his late 20s. Despite Diddy's attempts to downplay the situation, many find it difficult to perceive any circumstances in which it would be considered appropriate for an adult like Diddy to share a bed with an adolescent Usher.
Usher look like he fresh off a goddamn plane. Usher
Fresh off the garden stage. That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and pause.
This is reportedly why rappers like 50 Cent have taken shots at Puffy, particularly concerning rumors of all-male parties he allegedly organized, which supposedly involved younger men, including incidents that Usher experienced at Flavor Camp. In an interview on The Howard Stern Show, Usher reminisced about his early days in New York City, sharing insights into living with Puff Daddy as a teenager and shedding light on the parties and gatherings at the so-called Flavor Camp. During the interview, Usher hinted at his exposure to the lifestyle without going into specific details. He referred to the lively nature of these events, expressing uncertainty about fully participating and indulging in them.
I moved to New York City and I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you
New
over
York
to
City.
something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
During his teenage years, Usher found guidance and mentorship from Sean Combs, also known as Puff Daddy, after signing with LaFace Records. Moving to New York at a young age to collaborate with Diddy, Usher blended work with social experiences under his mentor's guidance. Beyond their professional endeavors, Diddy introduced Usher to his extravagant gatherings, aiming to cultivate a more edgy persona for the young singer. In a 2011 interview, Usher, who now mentors Justin Bieber, shared insights into Diddy's desire for him to embrace a more edgy image. Reflecting on this experience, Usher acknowledged that while Diddy's vision did not immediately lead to success with his first album, it laid the groundwork for his enduring 18-year career. Furthermore, Louisiana. Reid, the CEO of LaFace Records, revealed that Diddy played a crucial role in convincing him to keep Usher on the label when there were considerations to drop him. L.A. Reid recalled, "I wanted to drop him. I wanted to be out of business with him. I broke his heart. I broke his mother's heart. It was a very tough period in both our lives." He added, "Then someone said to me, 'Don't be a fool. Don't sell your stock in Usher. He's still going to be a star. He's everything you thought he was the day you signed him.' And that person was Diddy." Usher has acknowledged participating in show business with Diddy when he was just 15 years old, a situation that is widely recognized as illegal in the United States and various other countries. Additionally, it has been claimed that Diddy encouraged Usher's involvement in daring activities during his teenage years. Usher has firmly denied any intention of sending his own children to a school similar to one associated with Diddy.
You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy Camp?
Hell no.
It was also rumored that when Diddy was in his late 20s, he and Usher used to sleep in the same bed at night. Although Diddy tried to handle the situation and make it sound less weird, we can't think of one reason why it would be appropriate for a grown-up Diddy to be sleeping in the same bed as a teenage Usher.
He used to actually wrestle off of the frosted flakes because he used to always get him early. Now he's one of the richest stars.
Adding to the poignancy of the situation is the fact that Usher's parents were entirely oblivious to the challenges and experiences their child was going through.
Jodeci, Mary J. Blige, they didn't know nothing about this.
According to sources, Usher revealed that Diddy has a pattern of engaging with young individuals in a similar manner. Diddy has a distinct practice of essentially adopting young people and exposing them to the lifestyle of a hip-hop mogul. This involves late-night gatherings, after-parties, and various other activities. Usher's own experience underscores this pattern, as he was only 10 years old when he moved to New York and began living with Diddy.
I moved to New York City, and I lived with Sean Puffy.
However, this did not stop the rumors. There have been rumors circulating online that Sean Diddy also gave Usher Raymond a S-transmitted disease, STD, when he was 15 years old. The source of these rumors is unclear, but some speculate that they are based on Usher's admission that Diddy used to take him to wild parties when he was a young teen.
And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
in the 90s. Do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with and orgying like nonstop.
Much evidence has implied that Diddy coerced Usher into participating in inappropriate activities or had an obsession with specific themes. There was a lawsuit by a young woman, a fan, who slept with Usher after meeting him at one of his shows. The woman won a court victory, proving that Usher knowingly gave her an STD. There is a video out with P. Diddy, Usher, and Kevin Hart, where Diddy lets it slip out, probably intentional to embarrass Usher, that the two of them wake up in the morning and fight over cornflakes. P. Diddy implies that he and Usher spent the night together, and Kevin Hart, supposed to be embarrassed, quickly changes the subject. Yet there are claims that Usher is a nasty man, that he has given STDs to several women, probably men also, and that he has a court order against him not to spread his STD again or face jail time.
He's responded to the lawsuit from the woman who claims that they hooked up a couple of times this year and that he gave her herpes, yes. She says.
But this support a theory that if both are involved together, they may have hand in luring the young artist to take advantage, and it was seen in his parties with Clive Davis. Rumor has it that amidst all the drama and lawsuits swirling around Diddy's life, there's talk that Clive Davis might be thinking about putting some distance between them. Can you believe it? Those two have been tight for ages. Even though Diddy's dealing with some serious heat from SA claims by a group of women, he's supposedly still on the guest list for Clive Davis's epic pre-Grammy bash. Yep, word on the street is that Puffy's like the VIP of the party, always getting an invite, no questions asked. But here's the twist. Someone with a keen eye noticed that Diddy wasn't exactly front and center in the party's digital invitation this time around. Last year, it was all about him with 3 glam shots, but this year, he barely got a cameo, just chilling behind Jay-Z and Beyonce from the 2020 party where he was honored. In the intricate tapestry of the music world, Clive Davis stands as both a celebrated legend and a figure shrouded in speculative whispers, embodying the duality that often characterizes the entertainment realm. It was mainly due to the fact that he allegedly mentored Diddy.
Most likely because he was victimized by his mentor, who loved to control people.
While not conclusively conclusive, the visible openness of both Clive and Diddy about their S-orientation, combined with their frequent appearances together at social gatherings, strongly hints at a meaningful link between them. Some reports suggest that the intimate rapport between Diddy and Clive may have been firmly established throughout the years. Come to think of it, the time period is long because Clive has been working with Diddy since Bad Boy Records.
For inventing Diddy. For letting that out of control whack monger and sodomite just run rampant.
Fans, too, have a firm belief that they both are partners. One of them wrote, "It really hurts my heart that Whitney Houston was literally fighting people to save her life. How scarred she must have been. The betrayal." Another one added, "Clive Davis should have canceled and rescheduled that party period. He was so disrespectful towards Whitney's death, M. I didn't realize what a big pervert Clive is. How disgusting of P. Diddy to do what he did to Clive." So this is why people believe that Mel Gibson's revelations can be seen in Diddy's case. That's it for today. See you in the next video. Until then, goodbye.